You're watching this video because you would like to know what the best work from home laptop is, what the best laptop to use when you are an online English teacher. Well, you're in the right place. And before we get started, you guys know the drill. Don't forget to show some love. Subscribe to my channel. Feel free to comment down below if you have any thoughts or comments about this or any video requests. And of course, click the bell icon to get notified for new video uploads. And of course, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Your thumbs up are very much appreciated. So let's answer the question, what's the best laptop for working from home for online English teaching? Without a doubt, a MacBook Air. And hold on. I know that you're going to say that.
Hey, MacBooks are quite expensive. It's very pricey.
Um, Trust me, I used to believe that as well. Like 5, 6, 7 years ago, I was like,
I will never buy a MacBook. It's so expensive. It's so impractical. I can just buy a 20K or a 30K laptop and it's going to be, the same use as a MacBook and it's not going to be that expensive.
But you guys, the purpose of this video is to make you believe in MacBooks, to make you believe in the power of investing on a great device. Because really, even though MacBooks are quite pricey, they are a great investment. Before we get started, just a disclaimer, I am not a techie person, and everything that I'll be sharing on this video is solely based on my honest opinion, my honest experience, and of course, I have nothing against Windows. I love Windows. I think I've been using Windows for more than 10 years, close to 15 years. Since I was like a teenager, I've been using Windows. But then again, if I had known that MacBooks are this amazing and this reliable, I wouldn't have ever used Windows. And again, the purpose of this video is to make you understand why I am so in love with MacBooks. And again, I have nothing against Windows. I'm just here to inspire you that maybe if you have the extra budget, you could start thinking about investing on a MacBook because yes, it is a great investment. So let's get started. Reason number one, longer lifespan. If you're going to be reading online about MacBook lifespan, usually it ranges between 6 to 10 years if you are using it properly and you take good care of it. And if you're going to be looking into Windows, usually it's about 3 to 5 years. And here's the thing, guys, I've been a Windows user for about 10 to 15 years, and I noticed that my Windows laptop or desktop only performs really well for the first 2 years. And I noticed that on the third year, it becomes slower and slower and slower. And this is actually because most of the parts of Windows come from different original equipment manufacturers. Let's say the video card is from NVIDIA, and the processor is from Intel, and then the motherboard is from a different company. So because the parts of a Windows computer are from different manufacturers, usually they become incompatible with each other over time. Unlike for Mac usually just comes from Apple or from Mac. That's why most of their parts really work together well. They're synergized. That's why even though after about 4 or 5 years of having a MacBook, it's no longer going to be updating its OS. The hardware itself still works perfectly. And you guys, the laptop that I've been using for the past 4.5 years is actually a MacBook 2017. And without a lie, I promise you, my laptop is still super fast. I think in my 4.5 years of using this, it only froze about 3 times. But really, overall, it works as if I just bought it from the Apple Store. That's how amazing my MacBook really is. That's why, guys, even though let's say you go to an Apple Store or a Power Mac store, and you see that the price of a MacBook Air is 55,000, or let's say you go to Green Hills and you look for an authorized reseller and they say it's about 46, 47,000 pesos. I know it's expensive because you can buy Windows laptops for what, about 20, 30,000 pesos. But trust me, it's a great investment. If you're going to be dividing, let's say, 55,000 or 46,000 by 5 years of using this laptop, it's going to come out cheaper than, let's say, using a Windows laptop that's going to be performing really well for just like 2 to 3 years. So again, great investment. Number two, it's quite superficial, but if you're going to be looking at a MacBook Air or a MacBook in general, the design is divine. It really looks, wow, shala. mamahalan. It looks expensive, right? And it really looks futuristic. And it has a higher resale value compared to Windows. Let's say when I was trying to sell my Windows laptop, I bought it for 40,000 pesos. I think I only sold it for 15,000 pesos. I've used it for about a year and a half or so. But when you're going to try to sell a MacBook, usually the resale value is higher. So again, that's another reason to love MacBooks. Having a bad hair day today. So, reason number three for MacBook is that it has longer battery life. Yes, what's great about MacBooks is that its hardware, the physical device consumes less power compared to Windows. That's because many Mac softwares are designed to be power efficient. Apple and Mac really studied how to make sure that the software inside the hardware are power efficient. It doesn't eat up too much energy. It doesn't eat too much power. So in Tagalog, matipid sa kuryente. You're going to be saving a lot of money and electricity, and you wouldn't have to plug and plug your laptop over and over again on your charger. Number four, tried and tested. MacBooks are smooth and fast, like super fast. When you were an online English teacher, you would have to multitask. You'd have multiple windows open, a Chinese translator, your internet browser, your teaching tools, your notepad, and so on. You're going to be having minimum four windows pulled up. And if your laptop isn't good at multitasking, trust me,
You're gonna be freezing. Either your tools are gonna be freezing or your video's gonna suck.
like really suck. So what's great about MacBooks is that it's smooth and fast. And mind you guys, 5 years ago when I was still employed, our company provided us with brand new Lenovo Pro grade laptops, and each of those are worth 80 to 90,000 pesos because they're built for enterprises. And did you know that after 1 year, I noticed that it became slower and slower and slower and slower. And that is an 80 to 90,000 Windows laptop from Lenovo. But then again, now that I'm using my MacBook Air for more than 4 years, it has never become slow. Like, never has it, irritated me because I'm opening a window and it's taking forever to boot up or to load that window. I have never experienced that. And I swear I am totally being very honest here. And I don't only use my MacBook for online teaching. Sometimes while I'm teaching, I pull up my YouTube or don't do this, okay? Or I pull up other tools like video editing tools while I'm running classes, and it doesn't freeze my video. It doesn't affect my video quality. It doesn't slow down my tools. It slows it down, but only a little bit, but it's tolerable. Not to the point that I'm going to be getting a complaint or an escalation because of the performance of my device. Reason number five, fast boot up time. When we say boot up time, this is the time when your computer loads everything up from being turned off. Like when you press the power button and it completely turns on and you can start using it, that's the boot up time. And what I noticed with MacBook is it's amazing. My MacBook is 4.5 years old, but it only takes 1 minute to boot up my MacBook. Like, no exaggeration, because I've already experienced this as an ESL teacher. I forgot that I had a class, so I was like, oh, I only had 2 minutes to pull up my tools and everything. And what's great was when I pressed the power button, in just 1 minute, I was able to start pulling up all my tools, the internet browser, my notepad, and so on, and I was able to start my class on time. My point is, you would like to invest on a laptop with a fast boot up time because it's pretty irritating whenever you turn on your laptop and it takes forever to boot up. Because I also have a 5-year-old laptop. It's a notebook, actually. And you know how long it takes to turn on my laptop? Without exaggeration, 10 to 15 minutes. So it's like I've already fallen asleep or died on my workstation before it actually boots up. And that's a complete waste of time. Reason number six, MacBooks are less likely to be infected by viruses. And the key word here is less likely. It doesn't mean that MacBooks are totally immune to viruses, but then again, viruses are more common in Windows devices. And in my experience, in the past devices that I've used, in the past Windows device that I have used, at one point it has been infected by a virus and it wiped everything out, like literally. And again, what I'm happy about here on my MacBook is I've been using it for more than 4 years and never has it been infected by a virus. And mind you guys, I'm also a professional event host, and I usually have this USB that I copy music from my laptop to the laptop of the lights and sounds operator for the event. And it means that every now and then I get to plug a USB that I plugged on another laptop, another person's laptop, and it has never infected my laptop with any virus or so on, any Trojan or unwanted malware or software. Never, ever. Because what's good about MacBook is it has a built in antivirus software. Unlike Windows, you'd have to install, let's say, Kaspersky or McAfee for you to be able to have an antivirus software. Reason number 7, and this one's totally important for online teaching, stable Wi-Fi. You guys, when you apply in ESL companies, they would say that they require a wired connection. But me, since I'm a MacBook user, it has been tried and tested that my Wi-Fi connection is more stable than the wired connection because, MacBooks are designed for reliable Wi-Fi connection, and never ever have I been disconnected from my Wi-Fi just because of my MacBook. The only times that I was disconnected from my Wi-Fi was when my router or my modem was acting up. It's the problem with the modem or the router, not the laptop. But, the reliability of the internet connection on my MacBook is divine. It's amazing. No exaggeration, no lies. I have never, ever, ever been disconnected. And when I told my recruiter that I'm using a MacBook and that it's a wireless connection, they said, oh, it's okay. We think that MacBook is more stable when it's wireless. And indeed, it is. I have never, ever been disconnected. And, when you are an online English teacher or when you are working from home, being disconnected from the internet is income loss for us. It's literally burning money whenever your internet acts up. So you needed a device that is reliable, not only in terms of speed, but also in terms of connectivity and being stable when it comes to the internet connection. Reason number 8, great webcam. You guys, I don't use an external webcam. I'm just using the built-in webcam of Mac. And for some reason, just like my Oppo phone, it makes me a little prettier. For some reason, when I turn on my ring light, I turn on my camera, I kind of look a little bit more presentable compared to real life when I look at the mirror. So, what's great about the camera, the built-in camera of what you call this, a MacBook, is that it's a high definition, wide angle video camera or webcam. So it has 720p or 1080i options, which are high definition options. And this is something that you would need when you are having online classes. When you are an online English teacher, you have to make sure that you look the part. You look like a professional English teacher. And one of the ways to look professional is to ensure that you have great video quality. And all my videos here on YouTube have not been shot using other cameras. I'm just using my built-in camera here on my MacBook Air 2017. And imagine guys, if you're going to be buying, let's say, a MacBook Air 2020, what more would be its amazing camera. I'm sure it's way, way better than the 2017 version, and it would really be a great investment. And if you are thinking of starting your YouTube career, well, this is a great tool for you to kickstart your YouTube career. You have a great camera, you have a great reliable device, and it's going to be, a good start for your YouTubing career. And in terms of those of you who are working from home, not necessarily teaching from home, I'm sure from time to time you attend Zoom meetings or Skype meetings, the camera is divine. Reason number 9, a MacBook has an acceptable built-in microphone. Right now I'm using my Jabra headset, but there are times when I vlog and I YouTube without my headset, and I'm just using the built-in microphone of my MacBook, and the sound is really crisp. It's pretty good. The only downside is when you turn on the electric fan, it's gonna have that sound. Unlike when you're using this Jabra headset, even though I have an electric fan beside me, it doesn't really affect the sound quality. So, in terms of the built-in microphone, it's pretty okay, provided you don't have a microphone, or rather, provided you don't have an electric fan. But I highly recommend that you still use a headset. But then again, guys, a reliable built-in microphone, it's still something, right? It's free. As compared to, let's say, my Windows microphone, the built-in microphone, I noticed that it kind of sounds muffled like this. It doesn't have a crisp sound. But when I'm using my built-in microphone on my MacBook, it's pretty good. I'm gonna give you an example. So guys, this is me using the built-in microphone of my MacBook Air, and I have turned off the electric fan, but notice when I turn it on, it's gonna sound weird. Turning on the electric fan, I'm sure you can hear it now. So again, if it's pretty hot from where you're from, I highly recommend that you use the Jabra Evolve 20 headset. It's a great investment too. And finally, reason number 10. Well, this is not really mainly for ESL teaching, but you know, MacBooks have a great free video editor. And on my YouTube videos, I've been using iMovie. And what's great about it is it's free and it's built in. I don't have to purchase Adobe Photoshop or Adobe Editor. Instead, I'm just going to be using my iMovie, and it has helped me create great content on YouTube. So, to those of you who are ESL teachers thinking of, finding or coming up with ways to earn from home, well, YouTubing is a great way to do that. And of course, to those of you who are not doing online teaching, maybe you are online sellers or you have home businesses, having a great video editor will also help you sell your brand or sell your product. So I'm going to say that, iMovie is like a 10 out of 10. It's amazing, very easy to use, it's user friendly, and it's really reliable. It's going to help you create pro grade videos. And there you go, guys. The 10 reasons why investing on a MacBook is really worth it. And once again, I'm going to repeat my disclaimer. I do understand that MacBooks are totally expensive and not everyone can afford it. But you guys, I really came up with ways to afford this MacBook 4.5 years ago. What I did was I signed up for an installment plan. Instead of paying 55,000 pesos, I just paid like 5,000 every month for 1 year, and that really helped me paid my debt for my MacBook. And another option is for you to consider buying in cash in Green Hills, because usually in Green Hills it's about 7 to 9,000 pesos cheaper instead of buying from a Power Mac store. So those are the things that you might want to consider. And to those of you who are starting off in your career, let's say in Acadsoc or online English teaching, you don't have to purchase an expensive laptop right away. What you can do is maybe you could set aside a part of your income and little by little save for a more reliable laptop. And you guys, I highly recommend MacBooks to people who are planning to work from home or do online teaching for a long time, like for 3 years, 5 years. But if you're the type of person who's just going to be using this for like a few months or let's say a year or so, this is not a good investment because you're not going to be able to maximize the utility or the function of, or what you've invested on when you purchase your MacBook. So once again, I highly recommend a MacBook Air to those of you who are thinking of working from home in the next 3 to 5 years. Because guys, me, Teacha Karen, I have been working from home for what, 5 years now, and that's the reason why I totally love my MacBook. There you have it. Well, these are the 10 reasons that I have that I want to share with you guys. And just like what I've mentioned earlier, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Teacha Karen. Show some love, guys. And if you have any questions or video requests, please feel free to comment down below. And ding, 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 don't forget to click the bell icon to get notified for new video uploads. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And don't forget to be a blessing to the people around you. Bye-bye.